Hello everybody, welcome to Honestly Rated. Today we're going to be talking about your favorite non-shower taking Skylander, Stink Bomb. And this is going to be history in the making right here because this is my first swapper character that I'm going to be looking over. So that means we got to put stuff a little bit more in a weirder way. Reason being is that, swappers have two ups, or he has two things. He has one for the top half, one for the bottom half. And those upgrades, there's a lot. So we're going to try to make this short and concise so the video doesn't span over an hour because, I love yapping and I'm doing it right now. So let's try to hurry this up. And let me just tell you that if you want to put down the Skyline you want to see next, put it in the comments, and I normally just choose whatever I feel I want to do, or something's pretty unique that I don't see many people cover. So the more unique Skylander is, probably has the higher chance. Maybe eventually I'll make it more of a community thing. Next of all, let's talk about Stink Bomb as a character himself. How did he become a Skylander? Just for a little bit of lore. So, Stink Bomb was just a young little martial arts person that wanted to learn it. So he was learning it with a sensei. The sensei thought that surprise was the best way to get out the most inner strength of you. And at one point, he scared him so hard, he shit himself. And the fucking sensei dipped out of there, bro. He fucking disappeared. He shit himself so bad that the sensei just fucking left. Gone. Gone with the milk. And so, Stink Bomb was like, damn, that must be my secret. So, he learned it. He called it Kung Fume, and he taught it around Skylands. And Neon saw that guy, and he was like, yeah, you can be a part of us now. So, there he is. A little silly, I won't lie. At least it's not dealing with just the common, beat up baddies and now you're good trope, but it's still pretty silly. And I think we should just get into the moves. So, the way it's going to work is that it's going to be the top half first, then bottom half, and then I'm going to talk about at the end how everything combines together and how it feels. It's going to be kind of hard because you could pick so many different paths and there's so many different ways. The only thing I'm not going to be talking about is how it works with other swappable characters, just because that would make it even longer if I had to go between all of them. So, I'll just try to give my rough estimate of what I think, but if you are out there and you like this character and you play him a lot with a lot of swapping, you should just leave your opinion below and tell me what you think. It'll be nicer that way, just so people can still get more information on this character, and I don't have to try to fucking come up with a conciseness with the best swaps and everything out there. And I bet you there's probably already a video out there. So we're going to talk about the top half first. First up, we got Stung Fu Stars and 1 Inch Palm. Now, 1 Inch Palm is a move you have to buy for 300 gold. I'm just putting it here just to keep the format a little similar, It takes up the circle from before. So, the actual first move, I guess, that wouldn't be like a buyable one would be Stung Fu Stars, which is a simple move. It's just a simple throwable. It is green and stinky, and it hits for a lot because he's a swapper. And it does good damage. Nothing else it does. So we'll go on to the Palm. The Palm is a knockback move, which is, we're getting good thumbs up right there. 1 thumb up. And it laces people with poison from, I don't even know what. I guess his stink is so bad that even the touch will just fucking cause you to die. So, nice. He is just actively a Discord moderator. And it does good damage. It does more than the Ninja Stars. It's slower though. You'll probably get hit a lot. You can kind of move it when you hit people. You can kind of move it onto other people. Or it just has a big hitbox. I couldn't tell you which one it is. But it does hit multiple up there, up and close to you. And that's really it. There's not much here. And you're going to kind of notice that with Stink Bomb. The last two in his primary path is going to be Noxious Ninja, which does increase damage. And then Sweeping Skunk Fu, which is you hold down the button, you'll charge up big stars, which it's not a long hold. It is pretty fast, I would say. And they launch out 4 stars that go off on sides, not like in front, back, left, right. It's more of like an angle. And it goes through enemies and does 92 damage. That's a lot of damage. And if you crit 138, look how fast I'm shooting him here. This is good. I really like this move. And it's a hold button, so it doesn't feel like you're not doing anything. It just goes so fast that there's really no reason to use the projectile one. Unless, they're farther away and you don't feel like lining them up. But it's a really nice move. I really like it. And then we can, I guess, talk about the increased damage. It does 5 more damage. Nothing really else there. I would say this one sucks more than other ones just because I physically cannot see a difference between my ninja stars. So, cool, I guess, but 5 more damage, it's really just like the lesser two of the primary thing. The thing you should be looking at is the fucking ninja stars. It's super cool. I like it. Does good damage. Now we're on to the top path already, the Art of Skunk Fu. Now we have Skunk Fu Shield and Skunk Fu Master. Skunk Fu Shield is probably the best path, and I'll tell you why. Or at least for the top path. The top of the top path. Yes, there you go. I really like what this applies, and it's very broken in a sense for Stink Bomb. It is a shield that applies every time you use Sweeping Skunk Fu. Now, Sweeping Sweep Fu, whoa, I said that so fucked up, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Sweeping Skunk Fu is a move that can be applied very rapidly. It is not a long hold that you have to do. So, every time you do it, it will apply the shield. And if you do it again before the shield ends, it'll just reapply it again. The timer just gets reset. And it knocks back enemies. It will just constantly knock them back, and it'll take them out of their hit animation. You know, some moves do knock back, but they don't take them out of the hit animation and they still hit you. This actually does, and it knocks back so far that you can just constantly go up to the same enemy if it does get knocked back, and just keep pushing them around. They're not going to hit you at all, and it's super good. Now, it does 9 damage, but the second upgrade just increases its damage. So instead of 9, which is, you know, a good solid chip damage, it's going to do 15. Which, again, if you just keep spamming this move, and if we just take Sweeping Skunk Fu, for example, like its damage itself, 93, and we just keep spamming that, they're not going to do anything. They physically can't. It is so good. And I like it a lot. Now, do I really like that there's an increased damage thing on the path where there's only 2 upgrades? No. I don't really like that just because it you know, it feels weird. But did it kind of actually need it for once? Or at least can I justify saying it did kind of need it a little bit? Yeah, I think it was already good from the beginning. This just made it even fucking better. So, comparatively to other things, I will not mind this one. I won't mind the damage upgrade because it did make it look nice. But let's go talk about the second path, because if this was the best one, what does the second one have? Is it close? Is it worse? Is it far worse? Yeah, it's not that great. So, the second path, the Art of Acorns, deal with an acorn projectile called Acorn Accuracy. This is like a little Hadouken. And then the second one is Stunk Eye. This is fine, right? You can use this if you want, but I definitely think this is way more inferior. Reason being is that this charge up time was so long that I was able to have a wife, a kid, a whole life. I was able to get reborn and come back to making this video in a different multiverse. Isn't that insane? It takes so long. And let's add it up right here. So this first move right here, the first one without the increased damage, is dealing like 52 and then 18 with stink damage. That did 78 with a crit. Okay, cool. Now let's think about the top one again, right? We have Sweep Fu, and that does roughly 92 per hit, and then like 138 per crit. And we're playing a shield to ourselves, which does 9 damage in the beginning. But if we did get that damage increase, it's gonna do 15, which is almost the same amount as 18 for, you know, the stink juice applied. Which, let me just like go on a side tangent right here. I don't know what the fuck an acorn has to do with a skunk. I know skunks eat acorns. I at least searched it up before this to not look like a dumbass, but I don't know. Maybe they could have taught us something a little more, I don't know, a plant to ninja and shit, but cool. So right now the damage output is looking a lot better from the top because you're doing 15 rapidly. This is a lot slower than the top one. It doesn't take 50 years to work. It literally takes like a second. I can jump, land, and be able to throw the move out. That's pretty good. The top one's already doing more damage than this one is, and it still goes through enemies. This one has a bigger hit radius, right? Like this is like the bomb of Hiroshima landing on these guys, but it's not doing a lot. It's doing a lot less. And I'm getting hurt a lot more. So let's now take it into our pact for more damage. We're doing 82 per hit, and still 18 stinky. Now, that hit is still less than just Stunk Fu itself. Like the Sweet Fu, like that's still doing less. Why? You would think if they're gonna make another move that works in a similar sense of charging it up, they would try to at least match the power difference, or at least make this one better because it was a whole ass path, right? This is a commitment right here. If you don't have, Superchargers, when you have one, like, you have to pick this path and live with it forever, or reset your character. Like, that sucks. I think this one sucks. This one stinks. Pun intended. This one literally stinks. And last up that we need to talk about is the Master Star technique, which is, I guess, technically his soul gem. I don't know how they work back in Swap Force. It's been far too long. I was like 8 years old. You gotta play with me here. But it's fine. Whatever. I don't really care for it. It's a higher crit chance with just the normal stars. Maybe. I don't really know. I don't know if it also counts like the big stars. I did throw out one big star and I got like 3 crits at one point. I don't know if I just got really lucky. So I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. But that's the whole top half. We are almost 11 minutes into this video, and we still have a whole different path, a whole different 2 paths to talk about. The whole bottom half of him. You know, the actual part that is like a skunk. You know, like the whole place where his, like, I don't know, his secret technique comes out where he can shit himself and, I don't know, be cool. So we're gonna talk about that. I think a nice way to wrap this up is just kind of my overall thoughts on the top half. I definitely think it was kind of bland. You know, what we got here was the palm, the stars, the bigger stars, and that's really it. Like, that's not a lot to play around with. So everything else was, hey, damage is increased. Hey, damage is increased. Damage is increased. I was literally 3 of them. So, wow, it was not the craziest. I definitely think the stars are fun though, so they really clutched up on that part. But that's really it. I would give it a solid, like, B minus maybe, you know? Give it a 3 out of 5. Sure. I don't know what else to tell you. So, let's get down to the tail ends of things. His whole bottom half. Now we are on to the bottom path with our circle button. We haven't used it the whole top path. At least I don't think I have. So, let's see what it was. Let's see if it helps out and if it does pretty well with the other moves we already have. So, circle allows us to go invisible and run away. We also get to shit on our opponents if we want to. You know, if they're close enough, we get to toot in their face a little bit, get them some pink eye, and they take the same amount of damage. It's the same type of poisoning damage as the fist, the palm. So, cool. It's nothing crazy, you know. It's fits a ninja, stink bomb. You know, you got that play on word right there with like smoke bomb and shit. I see what you did there, and it's fine. It's good. It's a little annoying just because you're not faster when you're in your shadow form, which most things we never go into like a shadow form or into invisible form. You usually go a little faster, and without it, you kind of just gonna get hit by anything anyways, especially if you try to go for the smoke of it, or the stink of it, the fart of it, the fucking bomboskiness of it. If you try to go for that, you probably will get hit. So, for right now, you probably don't want to do it. You just want to use it as a main away getaway tool. And it works pretty well at doing at least that. The next 2 is an upgrade for our stink bomb where we get to actually use an attack called Hidden Tail. And the next one is Sporting Stripes, which increases our speed. Exactly what I said I needed. So, the speed increase is good. It helps with the shitting. When you shit on people, like I said, it is kind of hard to get away from enemies, but now it's a lot easier. Sometimes you'll still get hit if you mistime it or don't time it properly. You know, you're like in front of them throwing stars and then you go invisible. Like, you're still gonna get hit, obviously, yes. But now if your main plan is to go, you know, spray him in the face a little and then get out of there, it will tend to not get hit. And that's amazing because we don't want to get hit. That's like the whole point of not dying, you know, is just not getting hit to the point where we die. And the tail swipe is a nice move. I do like it. It allows us to knock back enemies, which kind of like the fist, but it's only able to be used after we go into our stink form. I don't even know what to really call it. And it's kind of cool, I guess. Realistically, if we took the fundamentals of it and just paired it up to what the fist is, it's the same fucking thing. It's something that puts on poison damage. It knocks back. It does more damage than the fists. And it keeps you stunned for just a little bit of time. And you could pair it with a fist. I've done it many of times. You just stink. You do your tail swipe and then a little palm. And you usually knock everything pretty far back. So, nice damage. It kind of hurts a little bit later on with certain things that I'll talk about. Just because sometimes you kind of want to spam circle to try to get back your cloaked form, but you end up just kind of wasting it because you accidentally used your tail. But it'll come more into play at the end of this whole segment. The last thing in the primary path is going to be skunking around, which has a little bit of a flaw, right? So it allows you to apply a cloud of, I don't know, fart, juices into the sky, the aroma, whatever, into the sky, and it just sits there. And you can lure people into it, I guess, kind of. And that's like the whole part that I have a problem with. So you leave this cloud on the ground, and you do it every single time you stealth. Now every single time you stealth, you don't get chased because, you know, you're hiding. So this cloud is only effective when you put it up to an enemy, or you go out of your stealth to ping people into it. Okay, cool. So it applies that poison, nice damage, cool. Like right there. Now, you cannot use it unless you actually are up to these people because one, it doesn't last like super long to the point where I think most enemies would be able to run from point A to point B to get hit by it. And let's say if you did want to bring people into it and you wanted to stealth right after again, well, then you get rid of the cloud you had originally and place down a new one, and then you have to lure people into that new cloud. It's more of like a subconscious thing. This isn't the thing you really like, think about. You're gonna just placing it down just to hope something will get hit by it. Like, I understand what it wanted to do. I think it is, you know, it was a good upgrade. Like, I agree with it. I found the concept and how it works pretty cool. But I feel like there needed to be something that would like lure them into it at least a little bit. Just because I find it kind of hard to actually get them to hit like normally. Unless they like naturally stand around like these spellpoint. Now we are back into our paths again. We have Stunk Cloud Controller for our first one with Rolling Fog and Cloudy Condensation. Rolling Fog makes, and the whole path thing, make it sound like you're making your clouds do a lot more crazier things. But you're really not. So this allows you to place down 2. That's it. Wow. And then the next one allows for a damage upgrade. Wow. I don't know if all the swappers are damage based by their second one. So if you could tell me, that would be pretty nice. Because that is like a major flaw in these characters if they're all like this. The attack damage up thing is super annoying, and these guys just kind of like, this kind of irritates me to like a new point. Because like, okay, cool, we're doing more damage. I get you. I get that maybe there can't be all nice and sunshine and cool things to be applied. But come on, we couldn't think of anything else, right? Like this thing was called like the fucking I get controller. Why couldn't I? Right? Like let's think of like an ability here, right? My tail is naturally stinking, you know. I don't wash my tail. Stink Bomb does not wash his tail. You know, he has fucking shit on his ass, and he is ready to stink up this whole place. And you're telling me there couldn't be like one ability that allows you to just set a trail, you know, like Zap, like another Skylander that I fucking previously talked about, but I can't remember the name of anymore. You know, like there's nothing like we couldn't think of that one to put up there. That would be cool. Why not make a trail? That would be nicer than just having these circles everywhere around where I already put the problem before. Where at least now there's 2 of them, so you have, I guess, a higher chance to actually get people to get hit by it. But still not like big. You could have made that one of them. The stink cloud gets bigger. You know, I feel like that's a little bit better than just damage increase. Fuck, I don't know. So, cool. Now let's go talk about the bottom one because like I still don't like. There's nothing here to talk about. Now we are on to the bottom path where we have a big problem. Sneaky Tricks path, or the Sneaky Tactics ability. I don't know how it works. I've read it, I've tried it in different places. It probably maybe only works in Swap Force, but it doesn't work in here. The problem is that it says I need to walk slowly forward, and little prickly bits are gonna come out of my asshole, you know, just like a pretty fairy. And I am walking as slow as the game would possibly walk. The next slowest option is to stop fucking moving, which I don't think that's what they want me to do. So I don't know how to use it. I don't know. It's not like anybody out there on like YouTube or Reddit and stuff normally talks about characters that are from a different game to a newer game. You could see me here. I'm fucking puzzled. I'm literally going around, move forward slowly to cause pointing objects to be left behind and that slow and damage enemies. I don't even think that would still be better than the two clouds. I even bought the second upgrade just to see if it would help me in any sense. It doesn't. I'm walking slowly. Nothing's coming out of my tail, my ass, my fucking feet, my foot, my arms, my legs, my head, or my eyes, or my mouth. Right? Like, I don't know. I don't even know. And if you want even more proof that it doesn't work in Imaginators, at least the way that they're telling me to do it, like stinked or not stinked, it just not wasn't. Now, I even do it here. It's nothing. I'm walking. This is as slow as I can go. I don't know. I don't know if it works. I press buttons with it to see maybe if that would like I need to do something. Like you see, I'm stinking. Nothing is coming out of anywhere. No fucking jacks are coming out. I don't know why. So, if you know how to do it, or I don't even know what to say. Like if you just know how, or if you know it is just broken, just tell me. I'm sorry, Stinkbomb, but that fucking sucks. Your whole character bottom half doesn't fucking work. Half of it. Why? I don't even think it would be that good, but still. Why? Last thing we need to go talk about is Stealth Skunk. This is his ability, or his soul gem, to stay in stealth to attack as much as he wants. That's pretty cool. Well, not as much as he wants, as much as the timer allows him to. And it's pretty nice. It does kind of contradict the bottom half's top path, just because when you want to put up more clouds, you kind of have to get out of it to re-put it on. And it doesn't really work like that. So, a little bit of a mix right there, but overall, a lot better than the top one was, which just was crits. So, nice. I really do like this one. I did this one like a 4. But overall, his whole character, we have seen. We looked at it. We have talked about it. So, where do I put him on my little meter of 1 to 5? I give him a 2. If we take this character as his base character, you know, his bottom and top, this is the only character we got. It kind of sucks. The bottom path, sucks. It doesn't work. I don't know how it works. It doesn't do anything, you know. And the bottom half in just general doesn't really work itself. Like, I just don't find it fun. I don't find it like crazy. I don't find it amazing. I don't even think if like using it with other characters, I don't even know what other characters you would use it with. I don't think it would be one that you would want to. It just kind of stinks, you know. Stink Bomb stinks, and it really reflects in his moveset, at least for the bottom half. I do like the top one. I like the spinning knives, you know. Not knives, but the stars. I do like them. The big stars doing a lot of damage. A basic projectile, like projectile characters. It's cool. I like the top one. I do find it a little annoying if all swappers are like this, where they have characters that work fundamentally, and they only get stronger because of the upgrade. So I'm hoping when we go into other swappers, they're not all also upgrade paths, so they're not just like, hey, more damage at the end of this one. Hey, more damage at the end of this one. There's one unique thing on this one, and there's more damage at the end of this one. Hoping that's like that. It's kind of boring. It doesn't seem really fun, and it does also kind of affect Stink Bomb in that sense, because I just don't like those type of attack things. But yeah, I'm giving him a 2. 2 out of 5 for Stink Bomb. He can do the damage, but his bottom half isn't doing anything. At least to most things. You use it just to go invisible. That's it. You're not really using it for anything else. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Honestly Rated. Definitely a lot more of a weirder one setup-wise, just because of a swapper, but I'm glad I was able to do it. I think this is probably a good way to doing it. Tell me who you want to see next. You know, just leave down someone to you would love to see rated by at least my honest opinion. And maybe I'll pick it next time. So, hope you guys have a great day, great week, great month. If you never come back, have a great rest of your life. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.